Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore. Wait a minute, this music isn't right, the scene isn't right. Hang on. That's more like it. And now it's time for the show for all creatives. Nevermind the Furthermore. Your source for conversation, inspiration, and fun. With your host, Nicholas Anthony Tockert. He's an artist, a writer, a swordsman, and a game designer. He knows how to use the sword and axe in historical battles without anybody getting hurt too much. He's also the Manatee Man, master of marketing. And he may even have a guest or two. One thing, though, to be certain. Just don't call him a cryptid. With that, it's about time for the show. So sit back, enjoy, and have some coffee and chat with us.
Good morning, everyone. I'm your host with the most, Mr. Nicholas Anthony Tockert, coming at you over the airways on WNTF. Never mind the furthermore. Nevermind the Furthermore is brought to you with the love and support of our good friends over at the Independent Creator Directory. Yes, that's indiecd.org, your one-stop shop for the best and the brightest authors, artists, musicians, and other creatives. Friends, if you're looking for the right people to help you make your comic creation or literary efforts come to life in a way guaranteed to be more profitable than simply trying to do it alone, to have access to quality editors, as well as other folks who can help you make it happen, go to the Independent Creator Directory. I'm not just a member, friends. All my works are posted up there, and very soon some more of my services will be opening up as it gets time to earn some of that sweet, sweet holiday money and help you have the custom art you want to give the ones you love. Now, if you are looking to be hosted there, please join our numbers. It gives you access to the background community calendar, the assorted blogs, and with the code podcast1, you can be half off the price for the regular one-time live stream. We are also one-time lifetime fee, made possible by sales of the Simple Sword, the Fighting Axe, and the Simple Spear, all part of my ongoing series of Western martial arts manuals designed to help you go from having never handled a sword to teaching the art to others. The Big Stompy Robots line of books, games with miniatures soon to be available through indiecd.org. I will get the links to you as soon as all that situation is ironed out. And my latest horror novel, Haints and Hellfire. A dark secret has claimed 2 lives, and is hunting an innocent child at the edge of the Appalachian Mountains. Only his aunt, a plucky reporter, her cameraman, and a very odd cat stand against the forces of darkness. All right, friends, colleagues, Romans, lend me your ears. It is indeed Friday! Now, as we're getting into this Friday, I need to do some accountability. And friends, do I have accountability? First and foremost, I am alive despite the world's best efforts. Yes, Wednesday after the program, I was making some runs, had to do some things, pick some stuff up, which, when I am cast to the far lands of Lafayette to acquire goods I need and, medicinal pickups, I have a habit, a little bit of thing Xander and I do, wherein we do what's called the Goodwill Tour. There are 3 Goodwills, and they are only a little bit out of the way of my necessary course to get where I have to go when I'm doing that run, which is the Sam's Club on the far side of Lafayette. Now, did we make that, get the shot, and go down to the last store? Yes. Minor acquisitions. Some that will actually help me with this mess. Coming back, however, we had a borderline final destination moment. We were coming up north on one of these side roads, and actually, it was partially on our trip south to the last place. So yeah, it was between the pickup and going to the last Goodwill. Sorry, it's a little jarring. A very large, very rusty truck had sheets of, honestly, I don't know what industrial use they were doing with this. I don't know if he was a scrapper, but he had at least one 4 foot by 4 foot by about, I'd say 3/4 of an inch sheet of steel, rusty steel something. Big plate. And he was ahead of us. And I was giving him space. Thank God. But this fine gentleman hit some kind of bump. I don't know if he missed a shift, if his truck backfired, but it was enough for the back end of his truck to raise up suddenly, violently, and come crashing down. Now, there's an interesting bit of physics. If you are in the back of a pickup truck, and this was a flatbed, but it's the same physics. I've experienced this myself at about 30. And you hit a bump and you go straight up. Well, when you come straight down, what you feel straight down is actually a long traveling arc because you are still accelerating at the speed that you're going at. But the truck was going faster. So what it did is cause it to jump up, flip around with the lovely joys of back currents and things, and come down towards us at a 45-degree angle. Actually, it was a little more shallow, so it was about 30. Laid on the brakes, completely nosedived as I watched a sheet of metal come in and miss our bumper by that much. But we were still driving, so we went over said sheet of metal as it was coming down, causing it to go wibble, wibble, wibble down the underside of my car. So my lovely Cavalier had concussive adjustments to its undercarriage. I know the exhaust pipe system was busted loose. We're going to have to get that welded, a few other things. But more interestingly, for the point of this, something happened to the rear passenger side brake assembly. And what it did was cause the wheel, when I went over about 25 miles an hour, which is why I didn't realize it first, to wobble, then stop. The whole wheel would lock up. Now, when you're driving in a vehicle and one wheel locks up like this, fortunately, the back wheel, but it wasn't as bad as the front wheel would be, it still tries to pivot you passenger side way. So we limped to our final area, to the Goodwill, because my logic being, I need to pull over. I'm not far from it. Let's look at this. Do the Goodwill run. Xander was good. We do the Goodwill run. Few neat little acquisitions. Get in the car. Head back. Nearly plaster somebody. Oh, F berries. So, I am now on the semi-side roads south of Lafayette. And my stability speed is between 15 and 20 miles an hour. And the only way to get home is to navigate my way up to 52, which is the road, and make my way up, blinkers on, no more than 15 miles an hour, because if I start even getting near to 20, now, fortunately, our lovely mechanics are on the south side of Fowler. So the trip would have normally only been from where I was 45 minutes. But that's going at 60 plus miles an hour, and I was going at 15. Further, if I put the car in cruise control, the brake shimmying would pop it back out because it thinks the brakes have been applied. So I had to lock my leg and creep with my blinkers on 15 miles an hour back. Called Manda. She met me at the thing. She waited for me at the mechanic shop. And I don't think she understood how long it would take me to get there, but we got there. And yeah, it was an adventure because those of you who don't know, if you don't live in rural America, if you're watching this from beyond or you're in an urban place, we have a drought going on. And the thing about the drought is it's very, very scary, the concept, the possibility of wildfires. Why is this scary? It's scary because all the farmers don't want their crops to go. And the resulting nightmares of what can happen from such things. So they have been pulling up at about 25% faster harvesting than usual, which is not a dawdled on affair this time of year. That means the seed haulers, which are very large, very heavy packed semis, are not messing around on these roads. Now you hear farming and you think, oh, great, we're going to get stuck behind an international harvester. No, that's not your fear, although those are going on too. Your fear down here is a seed hauler weighing several extra tons, going far faster than it needs to. You know, we're looking whatever they can get away with on the county roads and about 10 to 20 miles an hour faster on the roads, barreling down on you. It is not the time one wants to be in a lovely little Cavalier. I almost said station wagon because I've had several, and I regret that's not a station wagon, but lovely little Cavalier doing 15 miles an hour down the slow lane with your blinkers on. Coupled with it, the best part and ironically worst part being little man was looking down, fidgeting during the whole initial disaster. So since he didn't see the chaos that caused this, he scolded me for driving too fast over the bumps, and then was confused why I was driving so slow. And I'm like, the car's broken. The car's not broken. You're hitting bumps in the road. You can drive faster. No, I can't. And there's nothing like getting scolded by your 15-year-old autistic son who's basically functioning. He's a third. Xander's always his development is delayed a third of his age. So he's getting to be around 10 at maximum focus, which can be a slightly sarcastic little era in one's mental development. it was an adventure till he became my navigator. He counted off the miles we had to go by decimal 4.5, 4.3, etc. That was Wednesday. We still haven't heard back for the chaotic, the joy of the cost that's going to hit. Thursday. Thursday, I did quite a bit with Xander and the truck, finishing the shopping runs we couldn't do, a few other things because I had to take the truck out, and I had the privilege, the honor to do my how I run games and what it is to run games for RPGs for the teens. Now, the ones who started were distracted by some newer faces, and that I had to start with the hard part, which is there's a lot more math, but it's a lot less than you think it is if you understand a few base concepts. Math. It's what's for dinner. So we did that. And I had a great time. What it means is in this lovely notebook right here, which, if you are somebody who's looking to do complex notebooking, note taking, where you're going to be doing images, you're going to be putting, tables and stuff, and you're doing it manually because pencils are your friend. And yes, this is a fat kid pencil. It's easier on my nerves. Don't give me flack. The dot paper is your absolute, best hero friend. So I started working on this. This was just supposed to be some short notes to reference. I am now 8 pages in of handwritten notes, which is not a lot of word count. But when you're doing nonfiction and you're doing frankly technical nonfiction, even though this is game related, it's the mechanics of level design, the mechanics. It will be the mechanics and how to deal with players, a bunch of other things, as well as a simplified take on my RPGs that I personally write. That's a lot. And it's a very different process. And I realized as I went into it, this isn't a notebook. This is a first draft of a publishable product that I am just having a jump start on how I want to format. So I will be working on that as well. So I worked on that. Now, to the people in the chat who are wondering and asking, I did also get, through a series of ring around things, I got to speak a text from Alec. I got to check on Alec personally. Alec is doing fine, doing better than they have been in some time. Details will not be forthcoming because it's none of the vast majority of people's business in actual detail, but they are dealing with some stuff, and they are dealing with it, and they seem much better than they were. As someone who had to take a summer off from basically everyone I know and love, I know what it's like. But I got to see Alec, and Alec is okay. Gave me a note. Got home. And you know what? I'm mad enough to admit I cried. The contents of which you don't need to know. But I worry a lot about my friends, my students, my associates, and the people who are family without having my last name, sometimes yet. Hi, Pookie. Anyway, I'm going to get DMs about that again. I spoke to Alec, and it was very good. And while they are not ready for things that are going on while they're not ready to be online, they are around oftentimes keeping an eye on things. So they know they're loved. As I spoke to the teens, and in speaking to them, guys, I found out what I suspected, that they're about as nervous about upcoming events as I am. Because one of the scariest places to be as an American is someone who will be affected by politics, by elections, by these very adult things, and to be unable to do anything about it. There are a great many young folks right now who would love to vote and can't because of their age. It's an incredibly frustrating place. Some of you may not remember, some of you weren't worldly enough at that age to want to be involved politically. But I'm genuinely impressed with the children of this generation. A lot of people want to give them flack. But the kids who survived 2020's shenanigans, they're a different lot, folks. And a lot of them these kids have been tested, and they have been paying attention. And if we can hold things together a little longer, I got faith in them. I really do. And reminding them, like I remind you guys, whatever the political outcome, those of you who are concerned, I'm still going to be here until, until I am forced not to be, which is a real possibility. I've had a lot of experience with bureaucracies and being not the most popular person or representative of not the most popular people in them. You don't want to be someone who's branded problematic. And unfortunately, I'm going to. But as long as I can get my voice out here, and as long as I have the digital means, the mental means, and the physical means, I'm going to keep broadcasting. I'm going to keep broadcasting messages of encouragement, of demanding respect for yourselves as well as others, of accountability for your actions, good and bad. And I'm going to keep doing what I can to spread the important truths in life that need to be told. Now, I was not aware just how many people I know who are not adults have found my broadcasts. I had suspicions, of course, but a great many of them catch it live and a great many watch them after because of the scheduling events. I did deliberately try to make it a little more difficult for them to catch things live just as a padding insurance situation. But they are watching, guys. And sometimes I get flack. Sometimes well-meaning, sometimes very not well-meaning for the way I run my chat or the way I run my my streams. Everything from, hey, you're just Mr. Rogers in a Hawaiian shirt, to some really nefarious things. And I wish to remind you, dear friends, on this happy Friday, not as a bummer, but as an encouragement, I feel personally that I answer to a higher power. And yes, part of that is faith-based. And even if I'm the last one out here trying to use my faith for what it was intended and not as a justification for power-mad lust, gluttony, and greed, amongst other things. There's at least 4 more that aren't in the book but are in the really good fan fiction. I answer to those kids. Because I really believe that though I have the privilege of associating with my elders and participating and partaking of their wisdom, experience, and examples, both positive and negative, there's a group of kids out there who are just approaching the ability to really affect change in their lives and in everyone's lives. And when we write and when we create, when we stream and when we produce, when we make something that goes out in the world, it has impact. So no, I'm not coming at you guys, exhausted and battered and in a position of loss or failure. And I'm not coming at you guys as a position of accusation or anything else. I am coming at you guys with the simple truth. The reason I ask your accountability is, are you serving you and the people who will come properly? And I have a story in my heart. I want to tell it, publish it, get out there, hopefully get justifiably paid for my hard work. Maybe it's making a legacy for your kid. Maybe it's just trying to hammer out some good, and maybe it's just trying to scare the pants off of somebody so they can think about something else other than what may be going on in their lives. But friends, every creative out there has an obligation, a moral and personal obligation, message, need to keep the perspective, to put the truth out with integrity and honor. To paraphrase one of my favorite quotes, and I paraphrase it because I am dyslexic as heck and words like sounds and letters move around for me. Any errors on me, but a man has honor when he holds to his ideals despite it being unpopular, unprofitable, or dangerous to do so. And there are many things I aspire to. And almost chief among them, not quite, but almost chief among them, is to be an honorable man. Because there are a lot of things that can and will be said about me after my passing. And a huge number of them are very just in one way or another. But at the end of it, if they are speaking truth, I want it said that I was an honorable man. That I will always side with the underdogs. That I will always look towards elevating the hurt, the neglected, the mistreated, and the lost. Because that is from the rank of which I come. And many of us do. So while I ask you for your accountability, and I want to hear your word counts. I want to hear your creativity. I want to hear you guys hyped for prepping for HoloCon and the other events coming at us. I'm all about getting the last of my project done so I can take a few weeks and just devote myself to LodgeCon. I am. But even if you don't give this part of your accountability to anyone else, and regardless of your political aspirations or beliefs or whatever, though my opinions on that are quite well known, are you being honorable? Are you honoring yourself? Are you honoring the people who worked to give you the opportunities? And if you can't, in your name and in your memory, find the people who did that. Are you honoring the spite you should hold for those who would not, who told you you can't? For in the whole of the universe, friends, there are only two true elements. Everything, as I was taught by my father, there are only two elements in this world, friends. The carrot and the sharp stick. And both of them, all the elements, all your understanding, everything and everyone you will encounter exist for one purpose: to drive you forward by choice or necessity. It is said that the pain of change will only happen and only be reached for when the pain of staying the same exceeds it. And change, my friends, is made possible through the viscosity of tears. What do I mean by all that? What I mean by all that is I'm coming on, and I know it's got a little bit of brother love in me today, and that's okay because you guys need to hear it today. I know it isn't easy. It is not easy to sit in front of a keyboard and hammer out the words to get the story or the idea or to codify your knowledge. But friends, we're not here for easy. The only easy day, my friends, was yesterday. Today, we need to find what it takes inside us to ruck up and embrace the suck and get moving. Now, for some folks, they have to beat their chest. They have to tell everyone how hard and great it is for them. Good. If it keeps you moving, go for it. If I don't like you, that's fine. I still want you to eat, even if it's not at my table. But keep going and don't hold anybody back. There's enough in life, enough in circumstance, enough in powers and principalities we cannot control that work against us in this life, holding us back. Don't add to that. And don't do that in my world. But keep going. So yeah, we are coming up on a lovely mid-October-ish weekend. And for a lot of us, that just means spending time with the family and chilling. For a lot of us, we're out there doing something for others. Trey and Joe might not even be in the chat because they're working their butts off to get dark in the park, going to have something wonderful for the kids to do. There's a good chance Carl and Don are up to something involving Munzie. We all can hear the song, and don't worry, Dawn will be getting off her chair. But a bunch of you are coming together for HowlCon. And you're going to have fun. And you're going to socialize. And you're going to connect with each other. And you're going to tell stories. And you're going to have the opportunity to buy books and things and have a blast and make the kind of memories that matter. Don't go into it half-hearted. We are past the time in history for the toleration of lukewarm passions, lukewarm beliefs, inaction, indecision. Make an action. If you make a mistake, fine, we can fix it. But it's better than sitting there, because if you're sitting there and not doing something, you're still making a choice. You're still making an action. You're still saying no. And I will tell you this, historically, politically, religiously, metaphorically, educationally, failing to act always sides with the oppressors in this world. Be they a D-bag boss, be they a bully in the classroom, be they a jerkwad in a suit that doesn't fit right. If you don't like what's going on, you're paying attention. Do something about it. But do so with truth and kindness and dedication, and take that spark of creativity that you've been gifted with, that uncreative, dry, soulless machine men of millionaires have spent billions developing technological terrors to try to emulate. Look at what they have to do to try to meet a fraction of our power as creatives, my friends. You shall get no slack from me this day. Do what you can. It is not the same. What you can do is not the same as what someone else can do. What you can do today is not the same as what you could do yesterday, and it's not the same as what you can do tomorrow. Doing your best does not always look like blasting the candle at both ends and melting the middle, because that leads to destruction. Hi, my name is Nick. I have lived it. But, my duckies, my beloved, on this day, like every day, you have a choice. You can choose inaction, passivity. You can choose to sit quietly and do nothing, or sit quietly and pray, which is something, certainly better than nothing. And if that is all your physicality, your mental well-being, your whatever can genuinely allow you, if that is all you can bring to the universe, thank you for bringing it. Because the person who has, $5 and gives $5 has given far more than the person who has $5,000 and gives $500. Do you understand? But if you have more, if you have more light to shine in this world, if you have more truth to tell, more ways to elevate and improve and brighten and embolden folks, now is the time. A very, very talented gentleman wrote a song called Imagination. His name's Michael Longmore. And no, I'm not going to sing it. I am not in a place to sing right now. But he says, there's a chorus that says, imagination is a weapon in the battle for your soul. And it is. Wield it well, with precision and dedication. Wield your imaginations with a nobility of purpose and an integrity of being. But wield it. You guys in this chat, you guys watching from beyond, are some of the most gifted, talented, creative people. While millions of people dream of writing or arting or doing crochet, I lost the word. Only thousands ever try. Maybe hundreds of thousands. Cutting it down to thousands actually ever do anything with it. You start getting into fractions of percent who actually get out there and put it out. Willing to endure ridicule, failure, fear, cost, displacement, because it matters. In a perfect world, I would get to be a gentle soul. In a perfect world, the vast majority of my capacities would be obsolete and unneeded. But I am not yet at a place where I can say I have done enough. Many of you who are reaching points in your age where true retirement has happened have looked at their lives and said, it's time to step back. I've done enough. I am not there yet. And I don't intend to be for a long time. And most of you aren't either. And I want to know that when I hit what's left of me, should I grace the world to old age? Or should my spirit be admitted through the pearly gates? An honor I do not deserve. To a home I am not worthy of. I want to be able to say, I may not have won, it may not have worked. I may be completely forgotten, less than the ghost of a memory. But in my time, I did more good than harm, and I did as much good as I was capable of. So I challenge each and every one of you to be able to look in the mirror and say the same dang thing. And if you can't, if you have a shred of hesitance, then it's time to get off your chair and change it. We don't have a guarantee of tomorrow. And yeah, do I realize, had I been looking down screwing with my phone, that sheet of metal would have come through my front window and hit me and Xander 4 foot wide? I can do the math. And I thought on that. Really did. You have to sometimes. That's why you were given these little wake-up calls to see if you need to wake up. I was already sitting up in bed when it rang. I can say I am doing the best I can with what I got right now. Can you? All right, folks, I know that I went way over my usual line, but I don't regret a moment of it because it was important. And it was interesting. I hope it was interesting. At least entertaining. At least it made you think. At least distracted you. But some of the most interesting people on the planet are the good folks who are in my chat, who I know have had the kindness and courtesy to like, share, and subscribe to this so I can keep trying to build people.
See it.
I think it's in the bathroom.
I walked in the bathroom.
Okay, then can you get me an apple juice? While I wait for my drink order to come, let's hit your comments and see what you guys have to say. Because last check, I was 100 and some odd comments behind. All right, first through the door at 9:43 was Donna Carly. Carlene comes in and lies down on the couch. Might as well doze some more. Get your sleep on. It's a Friday. And Trelena, my dear, happy Friday. Happy Friday, Trey. Thank you, son. Sorry, guys. Morning, and we got greetings, and good morning, Thesis. Good morning, Donna, and hello, Dawn. Dawn is, of course, the wonderful mind behind her fashionable felines, Buddy and Shortchet. Go on Facebook, read her stories. They're a lot of fun. I have to let her get her squee on, because if I don't make Dawn squee, I'm not doing my job as a broadcaster. All righty. And we got mornings. Where are we? I'm sorry, I lost the track for a second. Greetings and mornings, and greetings and mornings, and third time that Dawn got here before me. I'm slipping. That's okay, Carl. Love that thumbnail. Thank you. There's a lot of truth in that, and I will be at maybe today, maybe later this weekend, doing the video for the Pro Nerf style blaster that my cat bought for me. My cat made me buy this blaster. This time Donna got here before me. It happens. And greetings. And see, it was important. You were getting her coffee. I know which side my toast is buttered on. Good. Only men in the room surrounded by all these beautiful women. Whatever shall you do? You'll behave. Just the way I like it. It's called having a good ratio. And good morning, Foxy. Hey, Foxy. And there's good save in a flirty mood. He's trying. Maybe. Nothing wrong with that. Accountability did a lot of work around the house yesterday, then slept until after the sun rose this morning. I'm so behind already. Well, get it. Foxy says, not sure if I can walk just yet. My hip is daring me to try it. You mean you did get up at the butt crack of, yep. And got here, and Dawn is already out of control. Or so she thinks. Not today, Dawn. That electric blanket was so nice. I understand. Accountability, Dawn says, that back was acting up yesterday, so I did not do much, which turned into anxiety because I really need to start packing for next week. Dawn, breathe. Enough clothes that you're comfortable. The stuff you're bringing for your booth table or anything else. Money and meds. There, I made your list. Hey, Grant. Hello! And rest is an action when you have to play the spoon game. Careful, Foxy. New quick story on Buddy on Georgette's page. Excellent. Glad to hear it. Hey, Grant's book, his Cryptids comic is out for a Kickstarter, I think. So you guys need to throw love at that. Morning, Josh. Right, Dawn. In my email today, the hotel we have for Thursday night was see you in 6 days. What? Yeah, I have a looming deadline or two coming after me. It's going to be a good one. This is going to be a weekend to talk about. Hey, Aunt Donna, says Josh. Hey, Carl. And don't forget to like and share, folks. Hey, Nick. Hey, Donna. How you doing? I know I kind of came in and let the storm loose, but I apologize for nothing because I was accurate. Just waiting for Kitty to finish her Apillion story so I can be the combat consultant. Hey, Don. Which reminds me, I'm pretty sure Georgette has knows a lot has been happening emotionally for everyone. She's such a good caretaker. That's beautiful. There are a few things as nice as when your cats realize you need the support. Good morning, everybody, and happy Friday. Happy Friday to you, Chris Walker. I put my like on before Donna told me, at least. That's, you're well trained. And Josh is getting the bird. Hey, Chris. Oh, good girl. I shall see you guys tonight. Rock on. And I'm never in control. That's why you have people who love you control you, dear. Good morning, Dan Hollifield. And, I want to mention Dan Hollifield is the mind behind Apfillion. And since so many people are tied up in the wonderful world of Apfillion, I feel obligated to run this ad.
Hello, I'm Dan Hollifield. I'm the senior editor and publisher of Apfillion Webzine, the world's oldest free creative writing e-zine since 1997. Since then, we have helped over 500 amateur writers learn what they needed to turn pro. www.apfillion-webzine.com and read not only what we've got going on right now, but 28 years worth of our archives of stories. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Because I have been enjoying Dan Hollifield's work on Apfillion since before I was an emancipated adult. I can speak the language. And we've got a whole lot of greetings for everybody. And let's see, Dan, Carl gets it. You may not be in control, but you're never under control. Although, we shall see. Yes, we're already back. Had enough time to read a few pages in my Kindle. Then she was done and ready to go home. I am glad to hear that. And make sure Georgette and Buddy get extra cuddle from Foxy and I. Will do. That goes for everyone else's critters. And please check out League of Cryptids #2. I already mentioned that. See, we know why you're here. It's awesome, Grant. Mr. Grantastic League of Cryptids Frogs Go to Loveland. And drop that link, which he did. See, I like that. Holy moly, scary times, Nick. So, yeah, that sounds like a Final Destination moment. Xander, okay. That would require being able to identify where the truck was. That truck got away because no one could see its plates. And all I have was the back end of a brown, rusty truck. I'm hoping he'd stopped. I was waiting to see if he mentioned it. He did not. Slow ride. Take it easy. Yep. Wildfires are not to be scoffed at. Nope. Wildfires and drought areas can be catastrophic. Alec! Thank you for the update. Yep. I'm sitting here drinking some coffee, eating my trademark combo of Cheerios, grape nuts, and blueberries. Sounds delightful, Grant. As long as he's okay. And what's wrong with Mr. Rogers in a Hawaiian shirt? I see that as a compliment. I certainly do. I'm more surly than Mr. Rogers. I'm much more grumpy. I've got too much of that arty energy. It's not a bad thing to aim for. Not at all. Hello, Cindy Koepp. Hi, Cindy. Tune into this show now. And the rest of them, youtube.com/@Nicholas Tockert. Munze and Holocon. Full throttle. And Historical Fencing Guild. Yep, tonight is 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. And hey, Cindy, support Nick's efforts to teach people to be dangerous safely. Patreon.com/The Historical Fencing Guild. And Waves. And drop into the Tea Room Thesis' channel. Go check out Pop's efforts to support creative sorts at the Madness Comic Network. Looking for Nick's books, you can find them somewhere other than Lazan. go to bit.ly/HOS Kickstarter, then look for the Rapier Manual tier. 9% of the goal with 28 days to go. Bit.ly/HOS Kickstarter. That is Heart of Sacrifice. If Cindy wrote it, it's an amazing book. And Miss Saren joins us. Hello, my dear Miss Saren. Please be sure to reach out and make sure we have multiple ways to contact, because I am fighting the good fight to reclaim my Instagram. So you can get me on X, you can get me on Blue Sky, you can get me on Facebook, you can get me through my Yahoo email, you can get me through my Gmail. If that's not enough, reach out somehow, and we'll make arrangements if we have to send letters, okay? Because you are a wonder on this earth, man. Morning, Saren. And Nick has more comments to catch up on. That's okay. So many more. This won't be a show, an hour show if he gets to the comments. It happens. Hey, Miss Saren, and everybody's greeting Miss Saren. And Amaguri, thank you for the word. You can get that stuff from Cindy Koepp. Hey, Saren, and hey, Miss Saren, and greetings. And do you want a Sprite? There's one on bit.ly/Heart of Sacrifice Kickstarter. Morning, Donna. Good morning. Out on the job site, trying not to use the grade off to bury the contractor this morning. Rock on, Joe. That's a heavy metal response, and I'm absolutely here for it. Uh-oh, Joe, and I hear, is the contractor being ungrateful, unhelpful, and likely? Tomorrow, get to Icon, Iowa, and Cedar Rapids at the Radisson Hotel. I'll be there with Dragons and holiday stuff and books. Naturally, there are books. Oh, Cindy, at some point I will be able to travel again. http://icon-iowa.com. And greetings for Joe. And good luck, Cindy. And the amount of dumb I've dealt with in this morning, starting at 7 a.m. and continuing on through the present time, should be illegal on a Friday. Preach on, Brother Joseph! And Athesis, good luck dealing with this stupid. Never underestimate the amount of dumb some people can concoct on a Friday. Oh, geez, Joe, you're having to deal with that? Yes. He said chair. Yep. Let's hit that tune, everybody. Well, we're going to run this one then.
Sasquatch, the Loch Ness Monster, Mothman, the Jersey Devil, Chupacabra. For millennia, these creatures have perplexed the human race. But what if they are forces of good? What if they have been sent here by a federation of more advanced alien species to help and defend the human race? That's the premise of League of Cryptids, a new comic book by Grant Lankard, creator of the smash hits Beowulf and Memoirs of the Morbid. His new comic, League of Cryptids, is a 4-part story involving these 5 creatures banding together to defend Earth from an invading alien race. just as one of their members is losing faith in the human race and questioning their mission. The epic tale begins in League of Cryptids 1.
I'm still here. I clicked 2 of the wrong ads, but they were both ones I planned to run. So you'll get the Muncie song in a bit. And good luck, Cindy. Amount of dumb I've dealt with this morning at 7 a.m. and continuing. Okay, there we go. Hard on. He said share. And the amount of dumb and stupid that can be brought on by people can be scary, a scary thought and very difficult to deal with. That's why everybody please vote. 45-minute monologue this morning. I think that's a record. No, but it's there. He was a bit spicy, but I think he needed to get that out. Yeah, I did. So after Sacrifice, after much feedback from folks, Raul is going to be tweaking the cover for Heart of Sacrifice. I rather liked it as dark as it is, but Nick had a near-death experience. He had to work through it. It's all good. Thank you. And yeah, it's not my first. Won't be my last. Death and I have been in a very flirtatious relationship for quite some time. When I combine that with current events and what I know that people are going through and what the wiser course of action might be, I'm instead saying no. Somebody has to be speaking the truth right now. And I have spoken truth to power as the fists came down. I'm not going to stop anytime soon. Nick was on his soapbox and getting the words out. Sometimes brother love needs to cut loose. Sometimes you got to shake the pillars of heaven a bit, guys. Too many people with more art savvy than I are telling me it just won't do. It's always up to you. Sometimes you have to let it out. I'm proud of you, Nick. Thank you. I'll have to go back and watch from the beginning. Please do. This was a good one, I think. We know, but we had to inject a little humor into it, and that's okay. Nick's going to get a wet noodle for making me think on a Friday. It happens. Don says, hi, Xander. Okay, then he's downstairs helping Mom. Foxy says, hi, Xander. Chris says, hi, Xander. And Nick has an excellent late set. We try. Yes, Chris, sometimes humor makes life bearable. Absolutely. My babies. Hydration is important, Nick. Have a drink. That's why I had a drink. My big bottle got misplaced. I will be downing that as soon as I'm off the stream. Don't worry about it. Thus ends my breaks. Y'all have fun. Check out Heart of Sacrifice, Icon, Iowa, next week's QuadCon Des Moines. In the meantime, go to ckoepp.com where you can order custom dragons and books. Have a good day, Cindy. See you, Cindy. Good luck with your Kickstarter, Cindy. Oh, crap, says Donna. I have an accountability. I said a short story to Apphilion last night. What was I thinking? Hex! Yeah, get it, Donna. Get it. That's what I want to hear. Looking forward to reading it. Why quack? Congrats, Don. You know I don't like being accountable for anything. Good going, Donna. Next Friday, Halicon will be live. A weekend of fun, friends, and family, and activities for those present to enjoy and participating. Honestly, I'm glad you guys are having a lot of fun. Until I get the whole storage unit debacle cleared up, most of my ample free time is caught up in dealing with the pre-prep for that or actually doing that. And that's just going to be the theme for till that happens. What? I didn't even know that Donna was considering that. Surprise, surprise! It was discussed last night on Last Man Standing. And accountability began formatting short story for issue 300 for Atfillion. Began reformatting a steampunk story about self-published on Lulu. God, I can speak. Copied several mostly finished works in progress onto a new portable drive. Rock on! Doing something nice for Dan. Aunt Donna, if he has any reaction, even better for you. And 11 likes, not bad, folks. Oh, we need to talk with Manda. I finished Koi Wolf. Great read. It cost me to eat a Dutch apple pie. That picture you sent her, I would actually like to use as a part of an ad for Koi Wolf. The photo you sent her, either as a clip the way I do Haints and Hellfire or actually something more formatted. But I want to ask your permission publicly first. A whole pie? Luckily, it was one of those personal-sized ones. LOL. Yep. Now we have to Keisha Amanda to finish the next one. That's something that she'll be working on after the stress of the move from the storage unit and a few other things are dealt with. But yes, trust me, she is being dealt with. Thank you for playing my trailer. It's my pleasure. Hi, Amanda. And yo, hello. Hey, Laszlo. Hi, Laszlo. Hello there. You absolutely have my permission. I'm honored you want to use it. It just fit the vibe of what we're trying to do. I'm going to run a couple ads, and then I think I'm going to call it if you guys don't mind. Oh, Don, good news. I think I talked to Julie. I think I've talked to Foxy into making some jewelry next time you have a ladies' night on Burning. Okay, we'll wait till then, Nick. Thank you. And I have to run this because it was promised, and I kept clicking other things that needed to be run too. So, with no further ado.
It's time to scan, that is the plan, with Carl and Dawn to catch a fawn or unicorn. We're so forlorn, we got a cap, so here's our rep. Munsey, we want to Munsey, because we want some points and funny badges with our modern cell phone gadgets. Munsey, we've got to Munsey. Download that app and help us cap, and you can play it too. Munsey is good exercise, good for your heart and for your thighs. Dawn is such a lovely lass. Come on, Dawn, get off your chair. Munsey, Munsey, because we want some points and funny badges with our modern cell phone gadgets. Munsey, we got to Munsey. Download that app and help us cap, and you can play it too.
And a lot of you have fun with that. Squee! Please join Foxy. And great thesis. Sent you a message on Twitter with a question. If you have time later, I will check on that basically right after the stream. He's going to say chair. Chair! Want to see me cussing at jewelry, eh? Yep. See, I told you he was going to say it because you know me so well. I am going to run at least one more ad, because if I don't, it doesn't feel like one of my streams. And I've got, two more and we're out the door. All right. Because I can read very quickly, I will be giving you a extensive response, so it might take me a while to write that for you, Miss Saren. Just to get that, because that is very important, and it is the time of year where, I'm occasionally on the clock. I will be happy to help you in any way I can on that run. Okay? But let me check through these comments. I told you there's one more ad that has to be run, but Thanks, Nick. Trey is having trouble counting at times, and I have trouble reading. So you fit in. None of us are perfect. Probably will have to set up the card table like I've done for my journal and calligraphy streams. Woohoo! I have to think of a project to do, but we can handle it with humor in our style of grace. Happy Friday all. Have a safe, fun, and hopefully productive weekend, everybody. Hopefully, hope everyone has a great day and see some of you later tonight. Thank you. And indeed, Carl, let me get the last ad out and then I'll sign off.
Hi, this is Kat. During the school year, I'm Mrs. Rothermel, but otherwise, I'm Rock and Roll Art Goddess, writing about my past and filming the present. I need you to join my Rock and Roll Art army and to check out my merch on Zazzle.com. What started out as journal therapy is now 4 books, I see, and an Instagram account to blow off steam, becoming a book, with another to do the same. A short film for a friend. No, this is not the end. Peace, love, and let me art.
Yes, folks, we're all about making sure that you have the freedom to express yourself, the freedom, especially, frankly, my female watchers, my female creators, the freedom to engage in things that we take for granted, like business, like finance, like having the ability to make and sell your arts and work outside of the home. People forget, because we do not teach history properly, just how recently it has been that women have had the proper rights to do things like have their own bank accounts. So one, you have to make decisions in the future, especially when it comes time to get into that, to punch that voting ballot. I want you guys to vote in a way that you feel will best serve you, your mothers, your sisters, your daughters. A lot of people talk about wanting to do something heroic in their lives, and they want to do the big heroic things. Sometimes you just need to stop and do the small ones. This is one of them. Have a great day, all. I'll be back at 8 o'clock for the Historical Fencing Guild's live stream. We have some delightful things to discuss over there. Swords and shenanigans. We'll try that again. Swords and shenanigans. Sorry, I docked that a bit. Until I see you guys next, keep writing, keep drawing, keep creating. Because you can edit it. You can fix it. You can improve it. But you cannot edit a blank page. I love you, and you should too. Toodles.